Every time you doom scroll, you're putting your brain in a trance. It's like pouring concrete over your freshly laid garden bed, making it hard for those deep thoughts to break through and flourish into what they're truly meant to be. Have you ever felt like you're living in a golden age of stupidity, and the collective IQ of humanity has been outsourced to Google, and critical thinking can only be found under a BuzzFeed post? Well, here's a fun fact for you. IQ is actually declining. That's right, people. The intellectual stock market is crashing, and the internet is the one leading the bear market. A study by Intelligence 2018 found that in Norway, since the 1970s, each generation that's born, IQ drops by an average of 7 points per generation. Let that sink in. If Norway is considered one of the smartest countries in the world, what hope do the rest of us have? And it's not about how the internet is used, but how it's misused. People are addicted to the opinions of celebrities, thoughts, and challenges that these people do, so much so that their brain is going to turn into an underdeveloped pink blob, like a Majin Buu or a Kirby in your head bouncing around 24/7. Today we're unpacking the great IQ collapse. And trust me, it's dumber than you think, and before you try to blame the youth, they get a pass. Obviously, they don't know any better. Their brains aren't fully developed. So why do their parents or the adults that surround them give them these devices? Because these 3-year-olds, 5-year-olds, and 10-year-olds, they're not going into Apple buying themselves iPads. Their parents are to post it on the World Wide Web to say, look at my baby. They have an iPad. I didn't have an iPad, but they have an iPad. And the American Journal of Psychiatry in 2019 found that users of devices at a young age, it results in reduced gray matters in key areas of the brain that help with thinking. And this gray matter isn't just for your Pinterest collage. It helps with cognitive function. But who needs that when these kids can memorize an entire Mr. Beast video? And some adults aren't safe either. Research in 2020 showed that heavy internet users are worse at filtering irrelevant information and slower at switching tasks. In short, you're turning into a goldfish with Wi-Fi on an iPhone, just looking around every 10 seconds at what's trending, what's new, and what's hot. Say maybe following a hot take from your favorite celebrity. And psychologists call this appeal to authority. You listen to these people not because they're qualified, only because they're famous and have a large following. And you feel like you're so connected with these people. We've somehow turned fame into a PhD. Because you started a Marvel movie, you must know how to fix the economy, right? Because you have $1 million going on $1 billion. You must understand foreign diplomacy. So please give us your advice. Now, education isn't everything, but credibility is, right? Everything isn't always black and white. Foreign diplomacy isn't always black and white. Now, some things are common sense, but when it comes to the economy, you have to X, Y, and Z in order to get back to A sometimes. Even I understand that. But because these people are so famous, you take their word with a fistful of salt and you run with it. And you throw this seasoning all over the world, not knowing that you're spreading false information. But hey, the word has now come and been turned into a high school cafeteria where only popular kids get to talk. And if you don't have over 1,000 followers or 500,000, 500 million followers, no one listens to you. This professional who's been studying for 10 plus years with 100 followers, ignore them because they don't have the appeal to authority. But this celebrity with 10 plus million followers, listen to them. They can make a change, right? Well, this expert doesn't have the amount of followers because they're busy reading up and staying educated on the trends and what's going on. But the celebrity who only has to do 2 movies out the year to get $40 million, that's who we should listen to. Now that makes the most sense. Am I wrong? Let me know. And they flock to the latest, hottest trend. Have you ever noticed when the internet latches on to something so stupid that it feels like hypnosis? And if you ever thought that, you may be right. A study in 2021 found that 34% of people are likely to share misinformation if it's trending. Why? Because we're social creatures and we'd rather fit in than be wrong. Imagine you're a bird flying with the flock. And the flock is flying at 100 miles per hour straight into this reinforced window. Each bird smacks at full speed and falls to the ground. Do you A, fly in the opposite direction? Or B, do you join the flock and continue at high speed towards this window? Because they must know something that you don't know, right? And if you pick B, congratulations, you just described 90% of the internet. And you may be wondering, am I part of the great IQ collapse? Maybe. I have a question. Do you think you can multitask, watch this video, and also hold a conversation? If you say yes, then it may be too late. Because a study out of Stanford found that people who try to multitask and do other activities have a harder time at retaining and holding on to information because our brains crave novelty. And since your brain is constantly fed it on a loop via your phones and social media, you're feeding your brain candy instead of vegetables. These quick dopamine hits over deep thought. Imagine your brain as a garden. And for each book and every piece of information you take in, Every time you doom scroll, you're putting your brain in a trance. It's like pouring concrete over your freshly laid garden bed, making it hard for those deep thoughts to break through and flourish into what they're truly meant to be. So how do we reverse this mental apocalypse? Well, it may be too late for some people, but for you, you can unplug, because the internet is like that toxic ex you had to check in with every 5 minutes to make sure everything was going good. Read real books, because BuzzFeed and Reddit and Twitter threads, you're only reading for drama. You're not reading to add value. Find something that adds value, because I have all these books that I'm currently reading, so I'm trying to continuously add to my bag of life skills. And think critically. Ask yourself, am I doing this because I want to, or am I doing it because he's in a favorite movie I like? Or am I doing this because he's my favorite athlete? Think critically. Think for yourselves. So in conclusion, if you're the smartest person in the room, then find another room to stand in. And if you go to another room and there aren't any smart people, then you may be the lone survivor of the great IQ collapse. But try to find me. I'll be somewhere probably reading a book or on the beach. But hey, that's it for now, guys. Peace. And if you have a friend who only speaks in trending words, buzzwords that are going on right now, or their only conversations are ever what's trending, they never ask how you doing, you can't be mad at them, because their brain is about as soft as a bowl of mashed potatoes, and it can only get so much more softer. So cherish your friends while you can, because I hate to say it, but their IQ has already begun to sink, and it's only going to sink faster and faster and faster.